Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markel. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markel.
Hello. Welcome back to Morning Mindset. I am your host, Paul Markel. Thanks for joining me today. I truly appreciate it, and I'm glad that you're out there. And I'm thankful for everyone who listens every day and comments and shares and is out there doing this. And I hope that you're enjoying it. Now, today, I've got another topic that actually this idea was spawned from a conversation that, well, the same conversation I had with the gentleman yesterday that I discussed. I had this one. Have you guys ever, I'm sure that you have, I mean, if you're an adult listening to me or even a child, you have probably seen the brand new construction of a home or a house, right? How does it start? You've got an empty lot, and the bulldozers come in and they scrape off the dirt, and then the machines come in and they level it and they flatten it, and maybe they tampen it down or what have you. And then they dig out the footers and they pour concrete, and you see the metal rebar and all that. And what are they doing? Well, you say, well, they're laying the foundation. They're doing the hard work up front, and they're laying the foundation. And you look at that and you're like, when you see someone, or when you see a group of people, construction workers, when you see them laying the foundation for a building, do you think, wow, that is amazing? That is the most beautiful, well thought out, attractive foundation I've ever seen. I bet that you never have. I bet you've never looked at in a group of workers pouring a concrete foundation and thought, man, that house is going to be beautiful based upon how attractive that foundation is. No, but later, after the foundation is laid, and then they get the framework up, and then they start doing the exterior work, and then they finish, they do the trim and the shutters and the roof, and they do the porch and the patios and what have you. Then you look at the house and you're like, wow, that really is a nice house. Maybe it was your house. Maybe you were building a house, or you were having one built for yourself, and you watched them pour the foundation and you thought, oh, that's the most beautiful foundation I've ever seen. No, you don't. But what would happen if they skipped the foundation part and they just said, the foundation part's ugly and no one sees it anyway? I mean, once you put the house on it, no one sees the concrete slab or the pilings or nobody sees any of that. So why are we wasting time with all that nonsense when no one's going to see it anyway? Just put the house, just build set the frame up, put it on a piece of dirt, and build the house. And you say, Paul, well, that's like idiot speak, because obviously if they didn't take the time to put in a good solid foundation, it doesn't matter how beautiful the house is. Eventually, some storms are going to come, and the earth is going to shift, and that house is going to crack and eventually probably fall down. Really? Why do we send children to school? Why don't we send senior citizens to school? You probably never thought of that, have you? Well, here on planet Earth, we have not always had elementary schools or secondary schools or high schools or junior highs or what have you. We haven't always had those. And when we did, it used to be a privilege for the rich. Going to a formal school, getting a formal education used to be something that was a privilege of the rich, and children just learned from doing at home. Poor children, they learned how to do chores, and if they were going to learn anything about reading or writing or mathematics or arithmetic or whatever, they were taught by their mother or father at the kitchen table at home. But only the rich children got to go to school. But here today, we send our children to school. And sometimes we actually lost our mind as a nation. We were trying to put children into organized schooling as young as 2 or 3 or 4 years old, which I think is wrong, but that's neither here nor there. But seriously, why are we sending children to school? Why don't we wait until people are older and more mature and have, further developed brains? Wait till their brains and their bodies are fully developed and send people to school when they're a senior citizen. And you're like, well, that would be stupid, Paul. Why would it be stupid? Well, because the reason you send kids to school is because why? Because we're just trying to corral them all up in a building so that they're now getting run over by cars or, getting into mischief or trouble? No. We send kids to school because we're supposed to be laying the foundation. You go to school because you are laying the foundation for your life. If we think about it, if you think about a person living to the age of 70 or maybe 80 years old, the time that you're in school isn't all that long. But it's important because why? Because you're laying the foundation. Now, the foundation, when you lay the foundation, it's not always easy and it's not always fun. Learning how to diagram sentences. When I went since, 7th or 8th grade, and as part of our English literature class, we had to learn how to diagram sentences. And to me, that was some kind of just bizarre torture. I was not interested in it, but I had to do it because that was laying the foundation, and people who were much older and had much more developed brains than I did understood that's what I needed to do. If you hope to be productive, if you hope to be successful, you have to put in the work. You have to lay the foundation. Everybody wants to be a rock star. Nobody wants to practice the guitar. Everybody wants to be an instant overnight success. Nobody wants to put in the long hours or the difficult times, and today we see, young people that expect to come out of college making $100,000 because they went to college. They have no experience. They have no real life experience. They have a diploma. They don't have any life experience, and they expect immediately to be made, the manager or the supervisor or, to get 6 figures because. No, not how that works. We see liberals and socialists and weak, spineless weenies in our world crying over, McDonald's jobs or, fast food jobs or entry-level jobs because they don't pay enough. They're not supposed to pay a lot. That's supposed to be a foundation. That's supposed to be where you learn something that you take and you build on. Kindergarten is not a career. You don't stay in kindergarten forever or elementary school or what have you. You're supposed to go there, pay your dues, learn, and move on. That's what entry-level jobs are all about. You're supposed to learn, pay your dues, get some experience, and move on. Not supposed to be a lifetime job. Build the foundation. I know that everybody wants to be an overnight success, and we see this constantly via our televisions or the internet. Everybody wants to have an instant viral video on YouTube so they can have success with no investment. But that's not real. That's fleeting. And even if you do have a viral video today, if you have no foundation, you will be forgotten tomorrow or the next day. Just think about this. Ask a 20-year-old or a teenager who William Hung is. If you don't believe me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know the foundation is not pretty. The foundation is not easy. The foundation is not fun. But the foundation is essential. If you hope to build a productive and successful life, you've got to do it. Remind your children of that. Remind the young millennials in your life that we can't build a house on an empty lot. You got to have a foundation first. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I've got for you today. I'm your host, Paul Markel, and I'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, Submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markel, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.